and maybe I'll become the outlier because everyone will choose OpTic. I don't know. Either way, I do think that you can see it's quite close there. I do think
36%.
What's that?
OpTic had 36%.
Yeah, that's close.
Okay, stand close.
That's I don't know. It's like. No, I'm not gonna. I can't really remember a lot of the odds from poker now these days. It's been too long. Anyway, I think that OpTic have a lot of opportunities, but I think what Sponge said about them not signing TT, that is concerning for me too. So we'll see how it pans out. And Hellraisers, they have to start well to prevent a fast start from OpTic, and they're going to go for some aggression here. Let's see if this works out on Ali. Denied. Gade and Config shutting it down. A 5v3 now, as Allmate now made into a 3v4. A slightly easier load, thanks to Mr. Dead Fox.
2 of the 3 players remaining for Hellraisers in the A bomb site. Gade getting a kill with the P250. Yugi's got a P2000 and Config's got a USP. So many of those blocker disadvantages have disappeared. Angel getting shot from the back. So many numbers here for OpTic Gaming. How does Angel do this? Has to fall back, so he's got more cover. Has a look, and so many headshots. OpTic Gaming survive with 4 intact. Cajun B and Yugi will get cheap helmets in this run, which means that we might see more AKs than we otherwise might have. That's a great boost for OpTic Gaming, especially with so many long channels on train.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting actually. Now I feel like more invested because in OpTic's success, because I was such an outlier with the predictions. So it's and now I'm just curious, how far can they take this good start of theirs? WMP, Mac 10, double AK. And I do absolutely respect Snappy as an in-game leader. I think he's definitely one of the better in-game leaders that we have at the top level.
Is his name Pfeiffer, like Michelle Pfeiffer?
I would imagine that's how you say it, yeah. Pfeiffer. Right, OpTic taking slightly, well, some damage. A slight amount of damage on Yugi. OpTic going in to see what else he can find. And not enough. No kills, unfortunately, for him. And that will lighten the load once more here for OpTic, as they have Hellraisers slightly off balance, and they can move safely through the teammate and Pop Dog choke points should they desire that opening. Oh, hello. Issa taking down Yugi as they were setting up their push. So it's slightly annoying, but once the AKs get out into the field, or I say AKs, one has been removed, needs to be collected. There we go. Cajun B will pick that one up. They will have pretty good engagements, but you have to just jump on the bomb site. You can't sort of slowly walk your way in. You've got to get out there quickly together with numbers. You can trade, you can get space, and that's a good start. Config takes down one, another one falling to Gade. Issa with that deagle causing more problems, but it seems as though the problems will soon come to an end, as Bondic is the last remaining player here for Hellraisers. But 2 kills out of the half buy here for them will be, I think, a pretty good result. Something that they will be happy with. Can you say his last name, James?
No. I was just looking at all the syllables and I have no... I can say his first name, but the last name is too much for me. I would love to be fluent in Russian. I think that'd be really cool, and it'll be a surprise. Especially when we're in the likes of Minsk or Ukraine, etc. Russia, obviously. Definitely no.
Let me know if I'm close.
Definitely no.
I'm at least trying, James. You can't say definitely no. You've got no idea.
When we went to Minsk, it was funny. Yanko was with us, and he understands Russian. Probably understands more than he can speak, but they weren't prepared for chocolate faces in the makeup room. They had no makeup for me, so they gave me a new complexion. But he was listening to them like, "What do we do with this? We don't have any makeup," which was really funny. But if I'd start busting out some fluent Russian, that would have been even more amusing. Anyway, Bondic is alone on the B bomb site. 4 players on A for Hellraisers in this eco round. Dead Fox is going to make it slightly expensive, slightly pricey for OpTic Gaming. And now Bondic remains with the CZ75. Ooh. The bomb is, he has no idea, but the bomb was right next to him. And that could have been interesting, but he will choose to reset the situation, faking an exit from the pop dog position, as I was going to say that they will hear the rotation. But anyway, I think he'll just try to hold on to this AK now. Could be very useful in the round to come. Now we can see Dead Fox with, oh sorry, no, Woxic. He's double eco. He's got 3450, which means it's AWP time, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to that.
Just a slight correction. They're probably speaking Ukrainian, James.
In Minsk?
No, in Ukraine. And in Minsk, they would have been speaking Belarusian. No, I'm not trolling you. Minsk is the capital of Belarus, but they speak Belarusian.
I thought they just spoke Russian.
Well, it's both languages are very similar to Russian, but
so it's basically Russian.
Oh, yeah,
what is the point of your correction?
My point of the correction is that you can't say something because it's similar to something else.
I'd still be speaking the language.
That's like saying American English is British English. Would you accept that? No, you wouldn't.
But you just say English. You just say. Stop. Get it.
I'm just trying to.
Look, there's Counter-Strike.
Factually correct here.
Talk. That is the most anal thing you've ever said.
I doubt that very much.
They're not speaking Russian. They're speaking also Russian.
Right. We've got OpTic with that 3-0 start, so looking to continue things. That's a good chunk taken out of Dead Fox. He will have to fall back into a safer position. OpTic, how can they burst through these choke points? That's what it's all about, especially on the A bomb site. Slowly working team main, Pop Dog, Ali especially. And then eventually, after you're able to creep close to those entrances, timing a triple-pronged attack can be quite strong. And the CTs need to stagger the push, they need to chop off the heads of that push. Let's see if they're able to do so here. Hellraisers are playing very close to team main, so if there is a burst from that position, maybe they just have exactly the right setup, especially if they could push a player into that position before the push comes in. Because we can see that Hellraisers, or rather, sorry, OpTic completely voided that team main area. It's open at the moment.
Grenades sailing into the A-bomb site, and we have a reaction from Hellraisers trying to ruin the timing perhaps of OpTic Gaming. And now that they can't push maybe what they wanted. Ooh, look at that, there are 30 seconds left and main has been smoked off. They're having to force their way through it. Eastside, he knows another player is there and he'll kill him. And he sees two more. That's so much information for Hellraisers. They've only got one flashbang. They can't really deal with Woxic's situation. But they will manage to jiggle peek. 3 on 3 now. 17 seconds for this bomb to go down. Woxic sees the shadow going up the ladder, and that's another one. Does he think it's the same person? Oh, that is huge from him. The bomb's on the top as well. And that is Gade with 6 HP to try and do some damage. Bondic just needs to hide because this round will be won by timeout, but at least an AWP can be rescued by Gade.
What a beast. Woxic makes it look so easy. You'd love to see it too, just has such a fast sensitivity. It's just so cool to watch. Unusual.
Yeah, it is really awesome, but they have won the round, but they're going to have a worse buy because they really didn't have the money. And that's a really big issue for Hellraisers. They are going to perhaps, well, maybe we'll see them take an aggressive play here to try and make up for the fact that they will be arguably ill-equipped. East with the MP9, will he be going towards the Pop Dog position? They've got a lot of grenades at least, Hellraisers, but that was a great response to the execute in general, ruining the timing of OpTic Gaming. They're getting a late Molotov in. OpTic have to do a better job of exhausting this utility of Hellraisers.
Oh, Angel, what an adjustment. Saves himself so close though. But he's so careful not to give anything away, and Angel will eventually fall. And I would feel that OpTic will be somewhat happy with that, but Hellraisers have to take these risks due to the lack of sufficient weaponry, the lack of the sniper. And OpTic will have 4 players now to perhaps eventually run a set piece onto one of these bomb sites. But what do they favor? Going back towards the team main position, making sure that perhaps that's cleared. One of the plays that Hellraisers could make here is to take team main away from OpTic. That would be a really good play at this point in the round. You can see Dead Fox might be going for that, but the timing could be very slim to have a window where it would be safe to do so. Did we get a forward smoke, or what was thrown into team main, I wonder there? Okay, no smoke. Perhaps it was just a flashbang. Dead Fox has an off angle. This would be an enormous kill. This is how Hellraisers can win the round. Stop the T's before they get through the choke points. Oh, Cajun loses the battle. That's the bomb.
You can see the difference there, the different approach OpTic have had to try and make, because they don't know if there's more aggression, and there is more aggression and he can't do anything about it. Main is becoming a giant problem for OpTic. Config making his way through the site, but the bomb is still in main. Snappy, though, will pick it up now, and everything changes. 20 seconds, they've got to get the bomb down. Issa and PopDog, he can hide. There's nowhere for Snappy to plant the bomb. Nowhere at all, especially with Woxic in that held position. He has to run towards B. It's his only option, and that is the smart play he makes. So he will get the bomb down after all, just about. 1 versus 2, 24 HP, 1 CT already getting into position. Woxic may have seen where the bomb is planted, but doesn't seem he's expecting this flank from Snappy.
Snappy's positioning here is actually kind of amazing. Can he get 2 1v1s? Sees the head. That's a beautiful jump peek. That's so smart. That is so smart from Woxic. And that will be the bomb plant at the very least for OpTic. And again, it was really interesting, that dynamic. Hellraisers, they have to make plays. They've got to put players in forward positions. And it was just down to these 1v1s from Dead Fox, where he's able to drop the bomb and the tree doesn't come as it should have done. And OpTic not able to capitalize upon this great opportunity to reset Hellraisers completely. But with the bomb down, they won't be too far away from a big challenge. So we'll have to see if Hellraisers can shut this down clean. This is a great opportunity to start building some cash, some security. It's going to be a fast one.
The numbers of OpTic Gaming heading towards the B-bomb site, having a look to PopDog, but heading towards the B-bomb site. Bondit close, he is holding a Molotov or an incendiary grenade, if it was purchased by a CT. The job is the same. Falling back, Angel rotating towards B as well. Having a look on the high ground. Now, there are no grenades at this point for OpTic Gaming. Purely numbers. Operation Human Shield. It always reminds me of that film, The Last Samurai, of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, of course, in The Last Samurai, where they're all running into the Gatling gun with their swords out. That's how I see situations such as these. The Gatling gun is firing, but there's an answer from Config. A brief one. And the bomb makes its way to the site. Snappy's got to move out of the way for the bomb to get planted. The grenade, though, will deny. You can do 101 damage with a grenade to somebody who has no armor if it hits them and then goes off. 101 damage. Snappy's position is next to the oil, looking across towards the connector kind of area. It's quite good if you can get there in a post-plant situation. It's a really strong position to get into. Don't be afraid to go past your bomb planter. Playing with fear is playing to lose.
Unless you're the one instilling the fear. We've got OpTic now back at it again with the full buy. Yugi on the AWP, but no armor. He is a nudist. Naked nudist. See if he can get something out of that. No utility either. He'll be put in position towards Ali. It's been fun watching the development of how teams will, have like a single nade set on the CT side, throw an alley just to delay these early peak timings and just slow down the T side enormously. We won't see that this round from Hellraisers. They'll be playing further back, and the run boost there from Config will allow Yugi to get into the position that he wants, and they can slowly work this alley area.
With Issa in the PopDog position, Woxic is not afraid to have a really aggressive angle towards the main position. Issa smells intent, and he will smoke them off. So Hellraisers really aggressive around this main position, round after round after round, and OpTic have, it's been a problem for them. It has been a problem, and Cajun B is just waiting outside of that main position, but as the clock continues to tick, and OpTic are positioned for an A play, how will this work out for them? Dead Fox in the middle of the site looking towards Ivy, and Woxic is moving around. Now, Hellraisers still have 2 Molotovs and a smoke grenade on Dead Fox, so we may see similar issues that we saw before. Issa has a Molotov, he's next to main at the moment. He may not have the angle to throw it though, and Woxic will be the first to deploy one. So will they throw a smoke into that Molotov once again, as we see OpTic with 4 players towards that main position. Here's another Molotov. They're just kind of ruining their own time, now they've got to run out, and it's almost Groundhog Day here on Train.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see. They've not given themselves enough time here. Too much delay, waiting for something to happen, but Hellraisers content just to sit in strong setups. You got to force them to rotate, force them to move, and OpTic just did not do that.
They're waiting until there are 20 seconds left to go into main.
Yeah.
That's not even the A site. This is the third time now that main has basically just decimated everything.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn from North from that perspective. You know, North yesterday on Mirage, they showed the power of if you are able to play fast rounds, because if you use good tactics to back up fast rounds. Okay, sure, maybe you're going to come off a little bit worse, a 4 versus 3, but it's not just the amount of players that you have left, it's the amount of positioning on the map you have as well, because you force rotations, maybe you've gained some space outside, and then you have a lot of time as a T side to play a mid-round situation where there's holes all over the place for the CTs, and they have to adapt on the fly. And if you create a situation like that, the CTs have to make more decisions, and that means there's more opportunities and more time to exploit those decisions. But if you just wait, then the CTs don't even have to make any choices. They just sit and just in their setups and just having a good time.
OpTic have to find a way to stop this behavior of Hellraisers.
Yeah.
That is ultimately it. Snappy charging through into the A side. This is a mixed bag of weaponry for OpTic Gaming. And now what is the read? There are 4 smoke grenades diagonally across the A side, as you can see. That is a lot of denial of information, but also compromises where Hellraisers can stand. This could get awkward for them. However, Snappy's still the only man on the site. And now the T starts to stream in. Deathbox not afraid to just go through those smokes, take config out. So he's got some map control there. Where are the rest of the CTs? The smoke starts to disappear. And now Snappy's activated. Yugi as well. And this looks like a really good run for OpTic Gaming so far, but Dead Fox isn't done quite yet.
Yeah, he's been really good of late for Hellraisers. Sees the gun. He knows someone's there. I'm pretty sure he saw the gun. But he'll keep forwards. Knows he needs to get more information than that. Can't take that fight and be stuck in a horrible position. Here's a backstab. Goodbye. No bomb plant for you.
Ooh, what's happening there?
Deny OpTic indeed.
Looks like he wanted to jump around the corner, but where was the communication as to the player in connector?
Yeah, and that's a great example, that round, of what positioning can give you. If you just play for positioning, it can be worth sacrificing a player or two.
Snappy waiting here for the longest time. All those smokes. So you see OpTic jumping around the corner. It didn't look like he was lining up for where Gade was standing, but more the A site itself, or maybe high on a train or something. So I do wonder about the communication once that rifle is spotted. Maybe for the fragged player was the player who was in connector, I don't know, but here we are. 4 rounds apiece. Molotovs continue in the main position, but Yugi will not be warded off just yet.
Indeed, indeed. And there's still money to go to for Hellraisers. One thing that I thought was cool about the previous round as well, that can be potentially exploited, is if you have the nades and that's working the way that they did, the diagonal nades, cutting off a lot of space. Like the rotation that's caused, as we saw, was it forces the CTs really far back. So that's really interesting. You can do a lot with that. Either you can do what they did, spill out into the yard, or you can maybe try to make a play towards B, with less information for Hellraisers to see that, or to flank you, and so on and so forth. And in some of these rounds where Hellraisers have played really close to T-Main and PopDog, obviously pressure on Ali becomes quite strong.
Now again, we see another example where there isn't enough pressure from OpTic to cause Hellraisers to use their utility. Hellraisers have 4 grenades, 3 of which have just been deployed by the CT side. They are reading OpTic like a book, it seems, in terms of their timing. There's the bomb, and a second frag for ESAT. Nobody's close to the bomb now. 31 seconds remain, and there's a Molotov here, a smoke grenade there, and OpTic is still having fun around that main position, which continues to be a problem for OpTic. The timing seems to be extremely predictable. OpTic are not putting enough pressure for Hellraisers to use their grenades, so they've got loads of utility late, and they're just like, okay, let's just ruin their intentions.
Yeah, this is like some good basics. This is a great punish from Hellraisers. and this is very similar to that round where Deadfox got the kills in T main that just shut down OpTic in a round where OpTic could have reset Hellraisers. If you have not been in a position for a while, like and you're, let's say, lacking PopDog or T main, you haven't had a player there the whole time, that means that a CT can be there. And if you're against a top team, one way they can punish you is, oh, you want to make the push happen? Well, if they have a player there now and you're just dropping into him, and it's a player as good as anyone on Hellraisers, you're going to get massively punished. You'll see a lot of the top teams, they'll sort of throw nades later on in the round to guarantee that they can absolutely take that position. It's not always going to go your way, of course, but it does seem like, as you mentioned, James, that there is a general lack of pressure coming in from OpTic, or they're just acting too slow, so they don't have an opportunity to correct the mistakes into the rounds, and it's not a good look for them so far. But let's see what they can do in the following rounds. Perhaps a change of approach will come in. Hellraisers, they are starting to stabilize. If they can be clean, this can be a clean round for them, stability will be had. Hellraisers have been playing a tight CT side so far. It's good to see. All over the place. Scary for Bondic, surrounding him, and they may get a bomb plant out of this, or maybe not. Gage will survive, but not for too long. No bomb plant, couple kills.
Nice.
And we're back to the buys. We're back to the buys. Actually, it's going to be not the best buy in the world for OpTic. They will not have an AWP. That's a shame.
Now, this is an interesting test for OpTic. They have tried to have a certain timing, among other things, in a number of rounds, and it hasn't worked out for them. How are they able to adjust? They need to adapt. Adaptation is required, otherwise they are really going to struggle in this half. So this is the real test to see if they are able to do that. Again, they go to main early. They've done that before, and it hasn't always worked out for them. So let's see. They have a minute 40 on the clock. They've tried to play the late game, and this time they're very quickly into PopDog. Previously, they waited really late, didn't work out, and it was catastrophic. This time, they give themselves extra time to figure things out. There are trades around the site at the moment. As Woxic looks for his first entry. Can he get off the ladder? He can, but he's got 1 HP. Nobody coming from Ivy, so he'll be safe from the back, but Snappy will snap him from the front.
Yeah, so many opportunities, lots of space to work with. Deadfox has been very dangerous though, been enjoying his level of play for Hellraisers. As the bomb goes down, OpTic are aware of his presence, and Ali and Angel starts to work on the back lines as well, and now things start to get somewhat awkward here for OpTic. Oh, Snappy, he's been good, hasn't he? Now spotting the last player, Bondic. Oh, is that close? Yes, it is. Bondic gets Snappy with the HE. Now he pushes forwards. Pressure on top of the bomb. Taps it under the smoke, but Cajun ready for that one. And he will pick up the round for OpTic Gaming.
So hard to get a smoke diffuse on a side plant because the angle of the train just gives you a clear idea of where the CTs are, and there's not much space for them to move around. So OpTic get another round on the boards. They need to get some consecutive rounds here. The only consecutive rounds have been after the pistol. They really can't afford to get another reset. Also, forgive my ignorance about languages. I got roasted on Twitter.
I'm telling you, man. I got to represent.
Yeah, I respect that. I know you're interested in that region, like historically and so on. I need to read some books.
Well, I mean, I just think it's, got to have some respect for the people from those places.
Yep. Well, I'm not trying to disrespect. I just literally don't know better. That's all.
Yeah, I know. Just rubbing it in.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. OpTic Gaming establishing control of the upper B area. Once more, we have Hellraisers continuing their usual aggression around main, but that does also mean a long rotation towards B. So we may be asking a lot of Bondic, but Woxic is here as well. Spots one player, swats one player. 2 more on the high ground. He's spotted 1 more, misses the head though as there's a movement just before he shoots. Bondic taken out in the meantime. Now, Woxic doesn't know what lies behind these smoke grenades. You can often find T's pushing through the B bombs, like you have to be careful.
Very nice from Woxic, finds a headshot. Will he be given any more though? It's unlikely. He'll likely have to push forwards. Has rifle support to do so with though. Is waiting patiently in the back for the flank. There is KGB waiting for him though. Oh, KGB finds a good timing. Won't win the fight though. That is very important. Issa making things much easier now for OpTic, rather for Hellraisers as they push forwards. But Gade, the double, very nicely done. And Snappy. Snappy's been getting a lot of awesome frags, really critical frags. Even though he's only got 9, he's 9 for 7. The frags he's made so far have been really impactful. And Gade is proving to be consistently dangerous with a rifle.
Delivering at the major is always a good look. Gade currently 14-4-6 at the moment. That's not an easy frag to get. And they have broken the money of Hellraisers. 6 rounds apiece. Lots of gaming to be done in the second half. But we move into the last 3 rounds of the first.
His name is Nicholas Gade, which makes me think of Nicolas Cage somehow. It's like both 4 letters.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Yugi's 4 letters as well.
And with E. I'm trying to make it work here.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, I'm not helping you.
Yeah.
After you sold me down the river.
That's true. Right. 6-6, soon to be 7-6 OpTic, regaining control. And you know, you got to say, with this, if they're able to get up to 8, maybe 8 rounds. Oh, hello. That's a nice finish. If they're able to get up to 8-9 rounds, OpTic actually are positioned very well. And if you consider how badly some of the buy rounds did look for OpTic, how lost they were, or seemingly it felt like they were, this is a great recovery, and they're going to be feeling great going into the second half. They're on a good roll at the moment, and the money for, as you guys can see, the money for Hellraisers is not optimal. Issa could buy an AWP, but he would have $0 left afterwards. And having an AWP is pretty important, but then you'd have Issa, you know, would he be playing it, or would he be playing with a rifle and no armor? Like, it's just very awkward, so it's likely he'll just buy up an armor and a rifle. Indeed. So, hard decisions made here by Hellraisers. This is one of those buys which you kind of hate to make, but you kind of have to.
Woxic not on the AWP. I wonder if that will change the approach. Do they keep up the aggression towards the A main area? And if they do, is the answer B for OpTic? Will it continue to be? No pun intended. 2 rounds remain now in this half. Who will have the advantage? 9-6 would be a great scoreline for OpTic Gaming moving into a second pistol round for sure. Gade and Issa on double figures at the moment, but other players are not far behind. It will be a slower establishment of control of upper B from OpTic Gaming. Some flashes, got to be careful. 1 minute 30 on the clock, and OpTic won't have anyone towards Ivy, won't have anyone towards main, but that's not, from the CT point of view, that's not a lot of information, because obviously, let's not forget those earlier rounds with passive approach to main from OpTic, who start to move into B once more, expecting Hellraisers to continue their default, if you will. Can they trade though? OpTic, oh, that's huge from OpTic. That third frag is unreal. UG trades on the move, but he can't get onto the site. Bombs on the floor. Config out of the site as the CTs swarm in. He moves into the high ground. Config very capable as well, but he is very exposed. Who can he find first? No one. Easy to take them out. 7-7.
Some vintage Bondic stuff. The multi-kills on the CT side. That is something I always look to Bondic for consistently, and that's a beautiful trio of kills. Here it is once again. So needed. They didn't have any grenades in this round. You have to do it with just a good position and just the fragging power, and that is all Bondic brought to the table. Some serious fragging power with that M4. Beautiful spray. 7-7 for Hellraisers and for OpTic. And the AWP comes back out onto Woxic, and they have way more grenades now, so certainly a much more comfortable position to play from. I'm feeling like we're going to see a round here from OpTic. The bomb is left by the dumpster. Just working some position forwards now. They try to get someone deep in that position and force the CTs back. And maybe a kill comes as well at the same time, but they try to challenge Issa. He has been consistently a problem. Oh, the timing. Gade's just going for it. Gade almost found an unaware Angel, but somehow Angel adjusts in time.
Now it's hard for the big weapons to do anything because they don't have the numbers to swarm afterwards. Opportunities were attempted, but they weren't quite taken as they might have liked, and it seems that Hellraisers will have a fair chance of taking the last round. However, there's still a minute to play with rather. But now Yugi's on his own, the 1 versus 4. Seems unlikely he's going to trade. That shot hit the ceiling, it seemed. There's one. Dead Fox with the instant trade before Yugi can get a second shot off. And Hellraisers take a thin lead going into the second half. Now, considering how this half started, I think OpTic Gaming have to be satisfied with 7 rounds on the board.
Yeah, I think so. It looks pretty grim at the early points of the game after they'd had such a good start. And yeah, it's really hard to know which way this one will go. You have to expect that OpTic will find more comfort, though, moving into that CT side. So it really comes down for me to see how Hellraisers are going to play out their T side, how sturdy it's going to be. And so I'm looking forward to it. I would love to see an explosive style from them. But, you know, they have the players for it. The time will tell. Right. This is a 2-1 situation, both teams 2 and 1. The winner will become a challenger, moving into the next phase, up against some of the legends to become new legends.
No P250s for the Hellraisers team, as we saw from OpTic Gaming. Everyone with Kevlar save for Dead Fox. He's got the grenades, and it seems they will be going quickly into the B bomb site. Config close to PopDog should hear these players moving in that direction. Yugi is with Gate. Cajun B can have a fast rotation from Connector, but Hellraisers are they committed. It seems that they are. Yugi going for some pot shots, doing light damage, but not a whole lot. If you don't hit the head and they've got Kevlar, you may be in trouble. The Molotov towards Connector before the CTs can get in. That leaves Gate alone, and he's forced to go back to CT spawn. Hellraisers are all over this B bomb site.
Big problems here for OpTic on the re-entry. Snappy, he's been having a great game so far, but he needs to find some good pops. He will creep forwards. He's about to move into a crossbar potentially. Oh, he's found Woxic unawares. Snappy now, 2 players to peek him. And now the trays all happen at once. Cajun B pushing forwards. He will not be denied. 3 kills for him now as Angel is the last man standing for Hellraisers. The guardian of that bomb. And up goes Cajun. Surely not. Oh my god, Cajun. 4 kills. That bomb is close to exploding. Can they make it work? Yes, just about. What a hero play from Cajun.
That is a great understanding of the situation. You can see OpTic are pumped for that one. Really great play off the ladder, but that's only half the job. Got to get the frag as well. So many frags for Cajun. Boom. It's really nice on Mirage in the ladder room when you fly off the ladder and you instantly peek the window. So just a nice movement you can do. We need a new trick jump map with all the updated maps, as maybe there are some new maps to add to that. Double grenades towards the main position in case of a fast play, and Woxic is not going to be happy with that. Please don't touch the mouse. Ooh, that's not good.
Well, the flames will go, but...
Yeah, this might be... Yeah, this is not live. He has an issue.
NL.
Don't touch the mouse, Woxic. Don't touch the mouse.
You're afraid he's going to smash it?
That's what is going on there. There's a limited supply of the mouse he has in London, so everyone's come. There will be a reset, a restore of this round, and then we will resume. Everyone calm and focus for the time being. These people have, they're very demanding of themselves, which is fantastic. Pulling out his earpiece just reminded me of Big's molded earpieces. I really want to get one of those, but I think I'm pretty sure it's a German brand. So
I mean, considering the fact that it's like it's not unreasonably expensive or anything, as it's something you'll just have, you know, from that point forwards, it's pretty awesome. I remember Redo was showing us, because he you know, for hosting has had molded and his own customized molded earpiece for a long time, and he was showing us some of the options that you can get. And,
I think if
you're
you're
pretty reasonably priced. Yeah,
if you're standing on a stage, something like that, then it becomes even...
Yeah, it's such a must, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important.
You need that perfect fits. Otherwise, you have all this noise bleeding in. You'll lose the sound of the producer in your ear, and then it becomes a nightmare. For some reason,
Oi,
Nicholas
leave
just said,
it.
"I hate you in my ears." Why is that? Why do you hate me, Nicholas?
Always a troll.
Yeah.
Game of train. This is our last game of the day.
They are connecting back in. Oh, it is, isn't it?
It is indeed. Anders and Moses will be joining you very soon indeed. The simulation. Oh, speaking of simulations, Elon Musk was on a Joe Rogan podcast yesterday, and Joe Rogan asked him if we're living in a simulation. So Anders should definitely tune into that broadcast. It was a 2.5-hour broadcast, and most of the news was like, Elon Musk took a puff of weed. That's the news of a 2.5-hour broadcast, where he's even doing that in a place where it's legal. So, like, why is that? Why is that the thing? Is that a level of journalism these days?
Yes.
I've watched.
It's an interesting guy.
We have a drop apparently. Some kind of drop of some description is imminent. Let's see. I don't know what this means. Let us bear witness. Ooh, the FACEIT drops are live. Marvelous. So 50,000 points has just been won by Mishu. Not quite Mihu, but hopefully he has the same level of skill. Mihu's a good one to watch on Mirage, on the CT side especially, so that is a good reason to make sure your FACEIT account is connected to your other accounts and so on and so forth.
For me, like, did you listen? You listened to it, right?
To what? Oh,
yeah.
I listened to the first hour and a half last night, but then I was passing out because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think he's also like one of the proponents that generalized artificial intelligence is going to come and murder us all, and it's like this huge thing to worry about.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of friends that are all like PhDs in AI and like work in like very high positions in like various big tech companies, and they all think it's bollocks.
It was really funny. He is a very unusual person in his demeanor. Like, I've never seen somebody with characteristics like his. So it's quite fascinating just to watch him talk, because he's just not like any person you probably have ever met in your life. But when they're talking about the AI, it is absolutely hilarious, because you know those cheesy moments from films where someone looks into the distance and says something like fatalistic. He kind of does that about AI. It's so funny. It's hilarious. It's like, I tried to stop them, nobody was listening. It's hilarious. It was honestly like he's in a movie.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah.
But
I was actually going to record a podcast with all of my AI friends to actually discuss those topics. I know Anders like really into it as well.
I have a friend
they're actually all like, they're all authorities on the topic.
I have a friend who works on AI for Google, and was it the robot that played Go? I think they worked on
AI. Well, that's actually Elon Musk's company. I think I think they were also responsible for OpenAI.
I think the robot thing that plays Go, they worked on that. But anyway,
because I know Google have their own thing as well, and Microsoft also have their own thing. We're back in, James. We're back in. Hellraisers might be back out soon enough with the Glocks. The Glocks. One smoke has been deployed. Now Issa's dead. And Gade he's hungry for more kills. Gade has been a joy to watch, I have to say.
That was nice tracking from him. Gade running all over the place, managed to get there in the end.
He's been one of my pleasant surprises of this major so far. What are your pleasant surprises of this major, James? This is a new segment we're going to do. Pleasant surprises.
Pleasant surprises, somebody's outrageous performances on Inferno.
Yeah,
those have been my pleasant surprises. Outrageous performances.
Yeah.
All right then. Back on the buy are Hellraisers. OpTic Gaming now in the lead. Yugi with the CT AWP. Can he have the impact that Woxic did on the first half? Config moving towards a pop dog position. In the meantime, Snappy's making a play through Ivy. Issa's playing in the corner, as you can sometimes assume. The T2s might be doing that. A spray in case the CTs are trying to cross to the green box. But nobody has done so. But that may give OpTic an extra man, in the sense that Hellraisers don't know if someone's behind that smoke or not. They don't know if someone's crouching, peeking down with a sniper rifle or not. So what are Hellraisers going to do?
What are Hellraisers going to do? It is a good question. Looks like they want to just run into that B-bomb site. They've got a lurker who can play around T-main or Pop Dog in Isa, or just cover the back. Now they're going to go through or try, but the counter grenades are definitely causing problems, and there's no nades left here for Hellraisers. They've spent all of their utility. Only Angel really with any vantage point or any ability to take a pick. Maybe he should just, well, it looks like his team will abandon any idea to go in just due to the fact that there are smokes. So definitely, you know, smart choice for Angel not to risk dying.
But now Hellraisers have no grenades and they have next to no map control, and they are walking back to A main and they don't have control of Pop Dog. So if Angel can't get something done here, look at them now. It's their turn to be on the receiving end of a Molotov here or there. Down he goes. He catches Config off guard by jumping into the Flames Angel. The game sense of this man is unreal, but they have to cross the site and go past Yugi's position to get this bomb down. They've got 13 seconds to do it.
Yeah, it's not a good look, is it? Oh, Yugi will whiff that shot. Still, they are going to the plant now. That's hit by Dead Fox. Oh, that's big. Can they pick it up in time and get that bomb planted? Yes, look at that. Beautiful stuff there from Snappy. Dives onto the last frag to prevent the bomb from going down. Now Gate will just try to steal away a gun. That is, I mean, so this is so weird because Hellraisers didn't leave themselves any good choices. Everything was a gamble, as you say, like they're running into nades, all these positions that could have CTs in them, they just can't check anything. And it's desperation. It's crazy they even got that far.
The drop from Angel, though, the level of game sense is so sick. He's more likely to catch a player off guard in Pop Dog if he goes while the flames are still there. And as you can see, Config, I don't know if he's going to throw a smoke there or something, but I think he had a grenade in his hand.
Bang, yeah,
either way, he was not prepared to shoot a play coming down the ladder because there are flames there. So that is such a big win in that push from Hellraisers, and I can't believe they even got that far to be in a bomb planting situation in the first place. But obviously it was, you know, they're suffering the same timing problems that we saw early on from OpTic in the first half. And that will need to change quickly while it still can. In the meantime, OpTic Gaming, with 10 rounds to the 8 of Hellraisers. Hellraisers have, they've got some AKs out and some pistols. I wouldn't call it a full force buy, but there is most certainly an impact to be made on the economy of OpTic Gaming. If they were able to win this round, that would be colossal. And OpTic Gaming need to survive, and the numbers.
OpTic is set up really well. If they don't make any big mistakes, this could be really good for them. In come some of the limited grenades. Snappy, it's going to be tough, but he's been on point so far with the rifle. Angel on Isa. That's a very quick headshot. That is exactly what you want in this position. Easy follow-up, and everyone's doing their jobs. I say that. Woxic and Dead Fox find themselves headshots with the Deagles, but it's not too much, I don't think, for Dead Fox to do. Indeed, he'll get shut down by Cage and B, who is on one. And that'll be 11-8 for OpTic Gaming, and money's a bit awkward here for Hellraisers. 2 players below $3,500. They should buy really in this round, but it's not going to be optimal, and they can't get an AWP yet. Well, actually, Woxic can. Woxic can get AWP out and have Kevlar in the helmets. But you can see that they've decided to take a tactical timeout, Hellraisers, to try to work out what the best approach is. Do we go for a half buy here and everyone has a full buy next round, or do we try to do something this round? And I think there's nothing wrong with half buying in this round. CZ's some utility, create a set piece somewhere. Seems like that will be the option that is taken here.
Alrighty then, tactical timeout has passed. So there will be, it seems, an execute of some description. If they can get close quarters with these CZs, every kill is worth its weight in gold. Cage and B with a timing grenade above Gate, which you can't see. So when Gate spots, Cage and B is going to throw a grenade over the top, and most of these players don't have Kevlar, so it could do a hell of a lot of damage. So we go Gate, see someone, Cage and B will throw his HG over the top, but they don't cross. That's unfortunate for him. The setup was pretty cool, and maybe we'll see it again in a future round. Oh, did they throw the grenade while they were breaking the glass there to obscure the sound of the grenade being thrown? Nice trick. Some support grenades for Config as the T's move back out of Pop Dog. And now the action heads towards B.
You see how ready OpTic are though for this. You might even want a deagle or two in this kind of a play, just because some of these distances, this won't be ideal, but they're not getting the kills. Gade, though, is doing some damage. He's getting shot from all over the place. And there is significant space being gained here. Bonding tries to go all the way. He makes it work. Yugi and Config left to save the day. These players from the T side of Hellraisers are very weak and susceptible to these AK bullets, as Config picks up a great vantage point here. The upper ground as he creeps around, finds the first one, second one right below him. Oh, he spots it, but Issa is too fast. Yugi in the 1v1 now, pushing forward, swapped out for a rifle, back onto the AWP, back onto the rifle again. Chaos. Pressure on the bomb here, forces OpTic out. Oh my goodness, well, had to run through the flames with a P250. My god.
What's crazy is I do wonder if Yugi had a different res, if he would have seen the player's head on the train on the high ground. Because it looked like he was visible, but you never know. Such is life. Round number 9 for Hellraisers. They got a lot more out of that than anyone could really expect.
Yeah, that's such an enormous round to win, because if they don't win that round, OpTic will just keep buying.
Yeah, that has... I mean, OpTic will have a good buy in the next rounds. But the buy starts on this round. Hellraisers, this is a great opportunity to get double figures. Woxic is in no man's land. He's on his own versus an eco with an AWP, which means he's at risk of losing this. I mean, look at all the positions, unfortunately for him. OpTic Gaming are all over the A bomb site, and Config and Gade are around this smoke. Doesn't have any real cover, and Hellraisers are focused on the A bomb site for the time being as the USP kill comes in from Gade. But that might be the only kill, or maybe not. A tag from the scout. And these players have varying levels of damage taken, but they will survive. 4 plays for Hellraisers, the AWP is collected, and OpTic are back on the buy.
Yes, Hellraisers tying this one up. Very close game on our hands. A lot of people had Hellraisers to win this game, and I think, we've seen, why. There's been a lot of strength from them. But, I think OpTic on the CT side now is a scary prospect. That said, I think that B push, that could have gone either way. It's very chaotic, but OpTic really should have had that round. They get another good chance here, as you mentioned. They quickly back onto a good buy. And Hellraisers spreading out, creating presence across the map. The only thing they haven't touched really is alley, and OpTic have tabs on that. OpTic are playing a really safe setup, 1-4. No reason to have anyone else helping B at the moment. Still earning the rounds. No pressure there, but speaking of pressure, Angel wins the 1v1 against Config. That's a huge frag.
Yugi playing around connector. No one in PopDog for the CT side. We'll see how keen Hellraisers are to go in that direction. They're waiting for a response to this kill. They feel like OpTic have to do something to get something back in this round with a minute on the clock, but there's no one near a push on the B bomb site. Plenty of grenades to A. Cajun B is so blind. Yugi gets a kill in revenge. Another one from connector. He's keeping his team in this round. Now he can run distraction. Snappy's got to get something done. Yugi's exposed. Snappy around the back, but he's seen in a hell position. He's got the bomb for a second. 2-on-2, and Issa's going to get a crouch peek in. Dario frags with Bondit getting one as well, and Hellraisers continue to win rounds.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for OpTic at this point, does it? OpTic losing all the money. He's losing some of the momentum. And with just pistols this round, how are they going to mix things up to save themselves? Last anti-eco round, Hellraisers got themselves quickly into the A yard. Proved successful, and Woxic went down in that round. Everyone else survived. So why not see the same thing again? If you can get those positions with the rifles, you've already done like 75% of the work to winning the rounds. The rest is easy after that. But they're going quickly onto the upper positions here. This is really strong. If there's no AWP on the other team, you can do a huge amount of damage from that high walkway. And they can on the bomb. Oh, hello. Gade in there with the deagle. Traded out though. It's just a shooting gallery, really.
It is. Last player spotted. Is there anything for him as a deagle? But no more kills. Hellraisers in the lead now. We're getting to the late stages of this game. 22 kills for Gade, 21 kills for Issa. Everybody's turning up though for both teams. Yugi on the AWP once more. Now, what will OpTic do different? What is the solution to get back in the W column, the win column? It's been 4 rounds in a row from Hellraisers. OpTic won the pistol. OpTic have won both pistols, in fact. It's worth mentioning at this point. They've won both pistol rounds. That's good for at least 6. They've got 11 at present. That eco round has really changed the tide of things in this first half, as OpTic were in a strong position. But it could be again, if they can win this round and the one afterwards, because Hellraisers have got money in the hole.
Yeah, it's definitely a pivotal moment. OpTic picks up the first one. In they go to try it out, and the trades will be had, but it's OpTic on the better end of it. WOXIC uses it up. Whatever it to play with. There's so much time here. Cage and B just putting a full stop to that push. Now WOXIC alone in the 1v3. We've seen it happen before. Oh, he gets caught though. Can't reposition in time. Proactive play from Snappy shuts it down, and you just have no idea which way this one's going to go.
One more round for OpTic to survive, to clear out a lot of the coffers of Hellraisers. Again, they're at great risk of being reset here, and as these resets get more and more dangerous, as teams get closer to 16, both teams 4 rounds away now, and a second AWP will be wielded by OpTic Gaming in this round. It will be Cage and B, no stranger to the sniper rifle, but primarily he is a rifler these days, and we know he's happy with that. Had a brief conversation about it when roles were discussed on this team. Both teams well equipped at the moment. So let's see how this goes. Bondic and Deadfox towards the B bomb site. No aggression really, apart from Config in the pop dog position. Although Yugi is playing around E-box while his teammate has his back from there. Snappy near Ivy, which is currently smoked off. And OpTic light in wait.
It's a standstill here as Hellraisers take it quietly, and OpTic, they don't really move a muscle. Happy with their setup. They've got a pretty fun setup with Gate and Cage and B on the upper areas of B. Very cool to see. Cage with the AWP and Gate close with the M4, and that allows OpTic to just sit here and wait. But here comes the burst. This could be very strong from Hellraisers. Oh, just walking behind the smoke into the back lines. 40 seconds. Hellraisers are starting to position themselves to take this A-bomb site.
Hellraisers have, well, they had a lot of real estate, but OpTic have seized all of it. Angel, got to get a multi-frag. But we have a player managing to escape near the E-box as a CT, which means this bomb is really isolated from what remains of Hellraisers, which is now WOXIC. This is the round OpTic needed. No bomb plant for Hellraisers looking likely at this moment in time. Let's see what WOXIC can do though. Well, he's only got 10 seconds, so doesn't know where to look. Everything lost for Hellraisers in that round. Only 1 frag, simply not enough in this late stage. And the money is between 2,000 and 4,200 for the Hellraisers side, so Nico may be in order. OpTic are going to be in very good stead. They've already got some money in the hole. Of course, one person needs to be dropped a rifle, but all of a sudden, things don't look so good for Hellraisers.
Yeah, it's looking quite grim, isn't it? Hellraisers, they're struggling to, I feel like, to get WOXIC in a position to succeed in a lot of these rounds. You can see right then, before he can really come into play, he just sort of gets shut down because he's alone against the entire team. And there was some great potential. Like, if you look at how that round was, OpTic had 2 players committed to a deep setup on B. So they're only defending with 3 initially. And so you feel like if Hellraisers collapsed in, obviously this is hindsight's 2020, but if they collapsed in, they would have had a better chance, but it feels like they're a bit timid. I think it's always a good sign as the T side. When you set up a triple-pronged attack, if you are able to just if you're able to get everyone out of the choke points at once from those 3 prongs, it's very strong. But unfortunately, the Hellraisers were stopped. I believe it was Config who just shut down the front pretty quickly, the bulk of the push, and they couldn't get out of alley. So Hellraisers struggling now, and their money struggles are also going to compound the issue. That said, OpTic haven't built up that much money themselves, so all it takes is one big mistake from OpTic, and Hellraisers are back in this one, or one really good round from Hellraisers.
Pressure starting to mount for both these sides.
Ooh.
And Hellraisers are going for the force buy.
Yeah.
They are going for the force buy. What is Angel going to buy? Okay. He could have dropped an AK to a teammate. He's opted for the grenade instead. I mean, they can close the distance. Those CZs will be dangerous. Before they were nerfed, they were pretty much they was only slightly worse than a FAMAS at close range. Only slightly. But of course, they've been adjusted since then. I haven't looked at the numbers recently. So what will Hellraisers do? This time we've got Yugi in an aggressive position. You've got to be careful though, because that Molotov obscures his vision from the high ground. Has he been spotted? Doesn't matter, because Angel has been taken out. That's the bomb spotted as well. That may give a clue to the CT side. Gade abusing Issa. The AK's been collected, but now 3 versus 5. And they may start to regret this force buy.
Yeah, it's definitely a pain. You at least want to guarantee a bomb plant. That's one of the ways you want to sort of design these rounds, because then at least that's a really good consolation. It will help you massively in the follow-up rounds. But
okay, so again, the shooting to obscure the deployment of the flashbang. A nice play there. Now, I think they had to go for a force buy here because they essentially get an extra buy. They get 2 buys instead of 1 buy because they can buy against match point if it comes to that. The loss bonus is going to be at number 3 now, so they get 2,429. So what else can be done, Hellraisers? There's 29 seconds left, and they pretty much have to get eliminated, worst case scenario, so that they get their loss bonus so they can buy together. So a push will come in eventually, and here it is. Dead Fox now, 1 versus 4. What kind of impact can he have on the remainder of these CTs? Lots of people trained on his position. 12 seconds, and will be that. So now it's Eco Town for Hellraisers, and then their buy will come in. OpTic Gaming looking comfortable, and they're just continuing to build money. There haven't been enough frags for Hellraisers in these rounds, so OpTic Gaming, they can lose the rounds, and they'll be okay. Although I'm sure they have no intention of doing that. You see the rounds, how they've been going back and forth again. OpTic Gaming have won both the pistol rounds, so Hellraisers have come pretty far, all things considered, but there is a longer path to be travelled.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a hard spot, and I mean, at the very least, at least it's not an elimination situation. It's that does alleviate some pressure. I think because that's something that how can that not be in the back of your minds when that is the situation? So at the very least, that's not the case here. And OpTic have proven themselves this tournament to be very resilient and kind of a problem. We've seen a great performance from them. And so definitely a lot to be played for here, and so you just want to get to that next stage. And OpTic are looking like they are the ones much closer to that right now. I see these pistols soon put to bear here against these CTs, and the spray here from Snappy looked pretty good, but the juking there from Issa is going to be able to trade out effectively onto him, creating maybe an opportunity, and a gun collected here for Issa as well. He picks it up, but Yugi, can he find a spot over the smoke? He's very worried about his back here. It's not covered, and that worry is going to mean that he can't protect himself against the alley push.
Minute 10 on the clock. What an interesting situation. This is a round Hellraisers are not supposed to win. This is a round where they're waiting just to have a little impact here and there. Angel's been taken out, but there are 2 bomb sites to defend at the moment. Config though has taken liberties. He was up near the showers, starting to fall back towards the B bomb site. Doesn't seem to know if B is actually clear. Although maybe they start to realize 40 seconds left. Hellraisers, they know that they could really make it expensive for OpTic Gaming. They're being very careful about that. But they want to make a play into a bomb site with more than 10 seconds remaining. Now, something was dropped on the floor. Maybe to suggest they remain, I don't know what. But Gade is taken by surprise. And now there's a run to make towards the bomb site. Config's on a rotation towards PopDog. I don't know if he can get there in time to stop the bomb from going down. It's getting planted for PopDog. They don't have Ivy, and KGB can't stop the plant. But now here is Config. This tease, though, already in some position. Oh, they can get to. Oh, that timing is unbelievable. Surely they're not going to win this round. Cajun beat alone with the AWP. What does he choose to do? Does he want to give a sniper up to these players? I don't think he does.
Yeah, they don't really have the money to afford to give it up. And what a great round there from Hellraisers, somehow managing to scrape it together. It's going to be a really tough one for OpTic. If they're going to win this game, it's not going to be anything other than a grind for each and every last round that they need to take it over the line. Hellraisers still in with a chance as they fight back here. 13 for them, 14 for OpTic. OpTic can still get a full buy into the next rounds. And my god, they only had pistols. And you can see that Yugi, he was outstaying his welcome there on top of the green train. And that's where things started to fall apart. Woxic making it work here for Hellraisers. What is the play here? What an important round. CTs will not have money, really, if they lose this round. A similar story for Hellraisers.
Early grenades sailing into that main position, but no damage done. Hellraisers keep OpTic off that match point in surprising fashion. And now we've got a double peek from the PopDog area. KGB taken down through the smoke. OpTic don't have the money to survive this. Yugi's got to do huge things, but he can't. 2 versus 3. They can still turn this around. Bondik heard by Snappy, but not seen. Can they stop the plant? Gate around the train, but he doesn't know someone's covering. Sees Bondik. Where are the rest of the players? Oh, Bondik being taken by surprise by Snappy. Drops the smoke. He can cross help his teammate now, but Gade has been taken down before Snappy can get into position. 1 versus 2, and now the T's have the advantage, of course, and he's got to walk away. What else can he do? Gade 1450, Snappy 1550, Config a little more, but OpTic Gaming, it was looking so good.
Yeah, and also right at the end, you know, if Gade wins the 1v1, it's quite likely, I think, that OpTic take the round. That, you know, Issa won it. You know, it's that M4 versus AK dynamic. AK's one shot and dead. You get the headshot, and Issa was so quick. And now it's 14-14, and if OpTic are to win this game, I don't think it happens unless we see it in overtime at this point, because their money is just so ruined. We'll see, though, how it turns out. You never know. I mean, it was Hellraisers switching, or flipping the tables with that, the buy of a pistol, or the buy of pistols. And maybe that can be the same thing for OpTic. They're going to take a timeout, calm themselves, get on the same page, assess their options, and figure out how do they want to do this. They either, I mean, because they can, I think, afford to, because they'll have $2,400 loss bonus when they lose this round. If you look at their money, they can afford to buy some things in this round to give themselves a chance to do something in this round and still have a decent buy in the following round. So it's just about working out what is the perfect amount to spend, as well as the strategies you want to employ to try and figure out the best way to use whatever you buy to win the round.
Time to get a calculator out and make sure you have enough money left over for all the critical grenades in the next round. This is really going down to the wire. Economist territory. Snappy with the M4 from the previous round, a CZ at a 5.7. And not much else, because again, it's so much more value in keeping that money for the grenades in the next round. So it is the lightest of light buys.
Light.
It's very light.
Ooh, Hellraisers moseying on over towards the secret area. Upper B, and letting their presence be known. There's 3 players for OpTic right there. Snappy, where is he? Snappy is on his lonesome on the A bomb site. Everyone else with the pistols around this B bomb site. With a fast rotation with Config and PopDog. This could work out here. This is where all the pistols are. Is there a chance for OpTic?
The bomb is moving away from the bomb site to help clear the area. And it seems that they will tackle the train from both sides. So far, so good. 5 versus 2. Snappy is at the point of no return with the M4. There's a bomb planter taken out. There is Woxic. Something becomes winnable. Can he take down Angel as well? Snappy, what is he doing? Leaving Config now with the CZ, and it's a 1 versus 1. What on earth is going on? He doesn't have a kit. Can't have expected to get this far. Can he bait out Issa? The Molotov may be the GG right there. Does Config just hold on to this AK-47?
There might be time when the Molotov goes. it depends if he can get an instant kill. Flash out. It's going to be a full 10-second defuse. That's just not happening. He said we'll take it down. That was a very good chance there by OpTic, but can they hold on here? They'll have the full buy, they'll have the orbs and whatever else they want, but it's Hellraisers.
There was a kit on the site.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, look, Snappy's got a kit, because I saw it rolling at the end.
Right.
So it was just on the floor. Snappy went down on the site, so he was running for a smoke diffuse. There was a chance. There was a chance. But that chance has been taken away. But that was more or less a bonus round for OpTic Gaming, because now the buy is here. Now they've got the AWP, the M4s, the grenades, and the map control. But can they keep it? Can they take this to overtime?
Quick flash there for Bondic, pushing away any close CTs. Haven't seen too much aggression towards this position from OpTic on the CT side. Some teams are very fond of it. In the big, for example, I think we had Tizian pushing that every single round almost. On the CT side, or at least being aggressive, making it painful. This could be it. One round and Hellraisers would go 3-1. One round and Hellraisers will be through to the next week's phase. The stress will be over for at least a few days. 1 minute mark is coming up now, and they don't yet have their pick. OpTic have not given it to them. OpTic have a 4-man setup on the A site, and it seems like Hellraisers are positioning themselves perhaps to go for a set piece onto this A site. But with no pick, will it go their way?
4 players waiting in A. And importantly, Yugi is boosted in connector. He has a great angle on the players coming through. They even identified where he is in. KGB playing an off angle. It's 2-1, 3-1 now in terms of frags going back and forth, and that is it. Overtime will be what is happening here on train.
Well, it wouldn't be today without an overtime, James. It wouldn't be FACEIT London Major without overtimes.
There has to be a record for overtimes in a major. We may have passed it already.
Yeah.
We may have passed it already. 15 apiece.
How many have we had, James?
I don't want to count, Dan.
It's 4, it's 8.
Don't count it, Dan. Don't.
There was 10 yesterday, right?
He won't be stopped, will he? He won't be stopped.
10 yesterday. I'm pretty sure it's 10. All right. 15-15. We press the big red reset button, and I think OpTic will be absolutely happy with that. I think it starts to look a bit grim for them, and I think also there was a spot where we saw less and less risks taken by OpTic, and I would like to see more risk taking on this CT side, more aggressions, whether it be towards B, whether it be towards CT main alley, whatever it is. Get in Hellraisers' faces, pick off players, create a situation where they have to run a set piece, and maybe they don't have the nades they need, or maybe they don't have the trade fraggers they need. OpTic working for the picks. OpTic have been good though at not giving away the picks, which is important.
Snappy throwing some deep grenades down Ivy, where Woxic, Angel and Issa stand, but he doesn't know that just yet. Bondic having a look around the pop dog position, and Dead Fox is not far away from him. Gate's getting aggressive though. He's looking for something. He's on a journey, but he is being waited for. How far does he go? Does he stop here? Is there a geometric advantage? If Bondic goes down, is he going to reveal himself first? He'll probably peek closer to the corner. Look at the timing. Can you believe it? Bondic going back, losing his superior angle now, but Gade is forced away. And then Fox will chase. In the meantime, we've got some action towards Ivy. Snappy's getting smoked off, but he's just walking through the smoke. So OpTic still have their information, although the Ivy players have drawn Cage and B in their direction, and Issa's taken Snappy out. He's trying to hold on to the pop, but he's blind. 40 players will trade the frag at the very least, and Cage and B's on his own now. Everybody else on A has been lost. He's got to stand his ground. Gade coming in from connector. 18 seconds for this bomb to get planted. He will hear the beep beep, but will he peek? Smoked off, Bondic holding the angle, but he's got more than one job to do. The bomb will get planted, KGB picked off, and now will they watch the smoke? Angel moving into a better position. Bondic on the high ground, not sure though if Gade heard enough. 1 versus 2, he has a kit. This smoke will feel like it's taking forever to dissipate. Which way does he peek first? Angel at the back now. The timing for Angel's peek will surely be superior. Okay, looking high, but neither of these players are giving anything up. He's got to touch the bomb before they will reveal themselves. No, Bondic having a look actually. Couldn't buy this time. He's got the round win bonus. Doesn't matter if he dies to the bomb necessarily. And Gade will not escape. It's round number 16 for Hellraisers. An expensive round for OpTic. Just the 1 AWP though. Oh, what a pick from Isa. That's a great snap from him and a great trade from Bondic. Giving him control of Ivy and PopDog. Cutting the sights in half while they plant the bomb, although one player was near the Hell position. Hell/Ivy. There is an AWP for Yugi, dropped by teammates, I believe. Now, OpTic, they really need to win this round, otherwise they won't be able to defend themselves properly in the third round of this half because the money is low. It's the woes of a CT side in overtime. Dead Fox and Bondic clearing out space above B. Woxic and Issa towards Ivy, and Angel is carrying the bomb across the checkered floors. Easy surfaces to clean and polish, although they look like they've seen better days. Will it be another slow round? What will the approach be to the PopDog position? Config has not been shy to take control of it. It's a very important area. Very key for control if you want to plant the bomb on A, as well as Ivy, as we often mention. Issa is getting a more aggressive lurk game on. Up this Ivy position. Now, will Snappy be expectant of this? As a CT in his position, you have to expect the worst. You have to assume that somebody is or could be there until you know otherwise, until you clear it. And Yugi has an off angle towards the main position, but nobody's there. Snappy will take out the lurker. The rest of the team, though, are towards B. Gade with some preemptive grenades, and here comes a push from Hellraisers. Cajun B's there as well. Gade with a frag immediately. And Hellraisers, they're stopping Starty. Not really getting much of anything done. Config trying to flank early. That won't work, but everything else will. Woxic now has 16 seconds to plant this bomb. There is a CT next to him, and too far at the back. Oh, I thought he had that one, but he didn't. And that is 16 rounds per team. OpTic had to win that round, and they will continue with just the 1 AWP. The second one was there if they wanted it, but they decided against it.
Who does your gut tell you, James, is going to take this one? Where's your guts?
I have no idea.
I see, okay.
I really don't know at this point.
It's pretty crazy. Overtime Central. At least it's not Inferno. At least it's not Inferno this time. It's fine, everything's fine. Hellraisers, OpTic, both look steady at the moment. And once again, all the guns, all the grenades. Hellraisers quick to take the upper position. Not much of a challenge here though from OpTic. Config waiting for that challenge. Daring for the challenge. Once again, Hellraisers will try to push him away. He will be tenacious though. Holding his ground for now. Hellraisers looking like they just want to walk towards this big bomb site. This is going to work out. Oh, Issa has a fantastic angle. That is very nice from him. Entry frags galore. And Hellraisers look to be in a great position here. Look at how far they are in this B yard. They've got all the positions. They smoked everything off. It's only Snappy escaping from CT spawn that can give hope to OpTic.
I think Angel may have got too excited there. Exposed himself to two different positions. Doing the 360 MLG, but not quite hitting the mark. 3 on 3, and two of the CTs are in the site. Snappy continues to move up. Seems to be a blind spot in the defenses, and that is the payoff for Snappy. And now he will hold the attention and allow the other two players to move into position. Dead Fox on the high ground. He'll get his bell rung, and that leaves Woxic alone, but he can't get into position, and that is the round for Hellraisers. Sorry, for OpTic. Hellraisers with a hole in the defenses. Snappy found it and won the round for his team.
Snappy. Another one of those in-game leaders that is very, very deadly. It's great to see. These entries from Issa were really nice. The first one against Cajun must have been so frustrating for Cajun, because just like where Issa stopped, it's like he can't quite get that clean headshot, and it feels like the AK is just so much stronger there against the crouched opponent. So Hellraisers down around in that first half. OpTic, well, and Hellraisers looking for 19. Of course, will be much more difficult for Hellraisers. It will be needing to win 3. OpTic only the 2 on this T side. OpTic didn't have too shabby of a T side in regulation. So what is the plan here?
Grades into the A site. Diagonally splitting the site in half, but Ita and Angel again getting aggressive in that main position. They want the information, and that will have OpTic starting to rotate towards the B bomb site where only Bondic is. As we can see, there is a defensive smoke grenade which will slow OpTic Gaming down, and timing has been an issue for OpTic Gaming on the T side, at least in the first half of the first half. Angel and Issa moving towards the pop dog position. They know no one is in main, and they don't believe anyone is around main. The focus is on B. Smoke on the upper position. Dead Fox starting to rotate as well.
Yeah, that pressure is pretty heavy, but Hellraisers have really fast rotations into this bomb site. Gade jumping down. How much damage can he do? He's been unleashed. The beast out of the cage. And he is bloodthirsty. Oh, close to the smoke, really looking to see what he can get done here. There's one, Gade, looking to turn the corner to find the next one, but his teammates are doing a good job as well. Only one player remaining, Angel by connector. He will finally neutralize Gade, but the damage has been done, and he's only got 19 points of health at this point. OpTic on to 18, one more for OpTic, and they are there, James.
That was disastrous for Hellraisers. Angel and Issa were both waiting at the pop dog. They needed the distraction. They needed the other 3 guys on the site to get some frags to pull the player away. Cage and B, who was above pop, just waiting for that flank to come in. It didn't happen. Issa had to force Issa, go up the ladder to his doom, and by the time Angel had got to the B bomb site, everyone else was gone. So here we are. It is match point OpTic now. First team to 19 to take the W here. Both these teams are 2-1, so this would be OpTic qualifying to the next stage, but the loser will not be eliminated. 4 play starting in A for the Hellraiser squad as Snappy moves quickly into the A site. We've got pretty much the same smokes as we saw last time, but this time there's some presence in A.
Yeah, they've lost a player, but they've got positioning, so that can work out for OpTic. Look how condensed this setup is. The CT setup is for the Hellraisers team. Gade now, once again, unleashed, but his teammate Snappy's gone. And once your deepest player is gone, the CT's going to all of a sudden not have to split up and worry about themselves getting flanked or caught from the side, and they can all train their aim on the front of the bomb or the yards towards team main and pop dog, and that's what they've been doing now. And how do you get out of this position? Cajun and Gade very weak. 2v5. It looks like Hellraisers have done enough here. Let's see if they can close it down. Gade is looking for a mistake, but perhaps no mistakes to be made. Discipline exhibited by Hellraisers here. They know that they have this in the bag if they just play it smart, and that's what they're doing. Oh, I love this from Hellraisers, just not overextending at all. Exactly what you want to see.
Angel moving around connector. Strong situation for Hellraisers. There's another round to play for, so OpTic have a lot of value in getting some frags here at the very least. But that clock is starting to tick, and their hand will be forced sooner rather than later. Angel and Bondic still on the B bomb site, and now they may realize it's A. It's indeed a full rotation. Surely the bomb will go down here. Issa's playing around the site, just waiting. So there's one frag for the T side. Now Gade can make it more expensive. May have weighted the clock down, but Dead Fox will strike when he feels it's right. That's the most important thing. And Hellraisers survive for now, and they're going to have a good buy as well. But so will OpTic Gaming. 1 more round from 2 different perspectives.
Yeah, OpTic, what do they have left to fight with in this round? Looks pretty good from them on the money perspective. So Hellraisers, as you say, they've got to get this next one to prevent OpTic from, of course, winning, but also to score that next overtime. Can OpTic ruin their day? I don't know what, if anything, OpTic have learned here, although it does feel for me that OpTic have had a lot of success once they do get Snappy out into the yard, and he did well in the previous round to do so, to get out there, but just unable to get a kill, and there was no, I think his teammates were unable to push because of because the second player, I forget who it was, got fragged by a Molotov of the CT straight away. So that, I think, was his immediate support, Yugi, yeah. So that was really what went wrong. Don't know if that's something that's fixable, but what are they up to here? fast into team main. Fast into PopDog as well. So OpTic looking to put the pressure on straight away.
CT smokes, go for T smokes, they'll push forward. It's a nice angle for the CT side, but they will go one-man piece. Now the T's know where Angel is, but Issa can make use of that distraction and look over the smoke on the sides as well. And there's another one for him. Issa refuses to lose. Bomb plant attempt from KGB, trying to draw out to CT to get an advantage, as the CTs are a man up at the moment. Yugi got so many places to look now. If he focuses on the site, he may see the feet first of a CT moving around one of the extremities. KGB almost catches Issa, but that's a third frag for him. That leaves Yugi alone, uses a smoke to try and create some space, but the player in heaven may be the end of the line for Yugi, or perhaps not. Still undercover for the time being, really looking for these 1v1s. Eagles out in case of close range. We've got CTs moving, but that's a great flick from Yugi. Staying alive, 2v1. This becomes scary for Hellraisers now. Who peaks first? We've got FACEIT moving into the connector position so he can better support Issa, who's in the PopDog. Now Issa can hold a tight angle because they should know that the bomb is on the sights. Will he see Yugi? Does he can make a jump? No, he goes quietly down the ladder. Who knows if he's heard from there. AK collected, and that is a giant frag from Issa. Frag number 4, overtime number 2.
Yeah, they managed to make it happen. Yeah, OpTic able to make those outside plays work all of a sudden. And it's, you know, a credit to Hellraisers just being very well prepared. And that's something that happens. This is why it gets weird in overtimes, because that is, I do not know how that's, but I don't think I've ever seen that.
That was so deep into the train as well.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
But yeah, you know, one of the reasons things get weird in overtimes is because, you know, for example, you know, let's say you're on a T side and, you know, you pull out this this outside play maybe 4 times, and it's maybe slightly different each time, but it's fundamentally, you know, constructed in the same way. But otherwise, maybe the timing's different and various other things. In overtime, now all of a sudden, like Hellraisers, they are much more comfortable understanding what it looks like and how best to deal with it. So now, you know, suddenly you'll find that there'll be new things that work and old things that just suddenly just don't work. So that's why it can get really, really strange, and you are forced to be a bit more risky and to begin to start playing a bit more of an unorthodox style in some cases. So we'll see how OpTic try to adapt their T side to make this work. The double ops though from Hellraisers will be fun to watch.
Grenades deployed into B, counter grenades from the CT side in case they're pushed behind it, but OpTic Gaming are in fact focusing on the A bomb site. The bomb's been seen, I think. I don't know if that's on the radar because the player was blind, but it's been collected again. FACEIT rotating to CT now. Deadfox with an AWP as well, and Angel has KGB coming on the back. OpTic might get it just in time. Angel can't get the frag. Now what does KGB do? He may feel trapped here. And Deadfox taking out Yugi in the meantime. FACEIT taking out KGB, leaving Gade alone with the bomb. He has time though. He just needs to 1v1s. Is his position known? He hasn't fired a shot in this round just yet. Almost won't. FACEIT here, FACEIT there, FACEIT everywhere. Hellraisers with a 1-round lead.
Yeah, those double ults at the back lines completely crushing that push from OpTic, and maybe that could make the difference. It really does feel at this point that, you know, the comfort of Hellraisers has risen dramatically towards that A bomb site and defending those pushes, and I don't know whether or not that will start to encourage OpTic to go for some plays on B. I mean, that can make a lot of sense.
Well, that's what happened in normal time.
Yeah.
That's the evolution that OpTic had to go for to deal with these aggressive plays and positions from Hellraisers around main, just on A in general. Although Deadfox is at the back on CT this time, so PopDog a problem as well.
Another way to deal with it is to take over alley and just pressure the back lines pretty heavily. And maybe that's the answer they're going for as well. It's certainly another good option. Perhaps a bit trickier though, but see if they can get something working.
Minute 10 on the clock. Both these teams fighting to qualify for the next stage of the major. Deadfox needed Ivy position going through the smoke, but how does he take a peek with the AWP? In fact, he will think better of it and fall back. OpTic Gaming with 3 players towards main, but once again we've got OpTic and Issa here. 45 seconds and the CTs are starting to throw grenades into main. We've seen this cause problems before. Now Dead Fox holding an angle on Ivy from the middle of the site. Config and Yugi edging forward. Yugi has a smoke grenade if he wants to smoke off that position, but they need to play into the site. They've only got 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and you can see the Ali players and team main players can pinch onto the 3 CTs who are forced away from Ali, just forced into this middle ground between the 2 pockets of T players. Let's see if they can actually make it work though. OpTic is going to miss his first shot. Issa is good for it. Dead Fox, good for it. As there's very limited trades coming back from OpTic. 10 seconds to plant the bomb. There's just surely not enough time, even if they get the kills here. 5 seconds. And it looks like they will get the plant in time. Bondic can't reach the bomber, and he will take him down. And he's going to be coming and pressuring more from this back area by Ali. And KGB and Yugi in an interesting predicament. Oh my goodness. This is so close between these 2 teams. It's impossible to predict who is going to get the edge. Bondic, he looks absolutely savage at the moment. Now down to Yugi. He's looking for it on the angle. There comes the white peak. Great stuff from Bondic. 3 kills in this round. Critical performance. And Hellraisers, they look like they have the edge here.
Crucially, as the bomb was planted, Bondic seemed to know where both of the players were, so he had the awareness that Yugi could come around from that Ivy position. The wide peak from an awkward angle was huge. Really nice stuff from Bondic. Big frags. 1 more round to fight for OpTic. They can't go 0-3 in this half. It's not the way you want to start the CT side. But look at what they have to fight with. KGB on a UMP, Yugi with a Desert Eagle only, and 3 AK-47s for the remainder of the team. Now, perhaps a gun can be collected later on when a teammate falls. Who goes in first? That is the question. And what will their approach be?
Ooh.
Well, there's an opening. On to OpTic, no less. But Bondic has a really nice angle. Which could have been good for 2 frags. Maybe it still is. He'll put players in the red. And Angel and Issa will finish some off. 2 on 2 very quickly indeed. The bomb's not planted just yet. Config moving forward. KGB showing the bomb at the back. And Config has got a really important frag. That will leave Dead Fox alone at the back near connector. They don't know where he is just yet. Which way does he opt to go?
He's so consistent. Ooh, that's a close one. Dead Fox, he is so scared that he's going to get flanked. But it's just 2 players in front of him, and he is going to worry so much about the flank that's how he's going to die, by being flanked by the players in the front. And that will be a round for OpTic. A much needed round right at the end there, preventing the 3-0 sweep from Hellraisers. But they have a lot to accomplish here themselves. A minimum of 2 rounds is what they need to guarantee that at least there's another overtime. But Hellraisers, I still feel like they have the edge here.
A round ahead. Now, what will the difference maker be between these 2 teams? Hellraisers may offer a stronger T side than we saw from OpTic. Again, they had the similar issues to those that they had at the beginning of the first half. Will the 1-round lead at the beginning be the start? Sorry, be what Hellraisers need to take them over the line? They need 22 rounds. Yugi's off to a great start. Bondic taken down in the main position. And Hellraisers moving very quickly through the Ivy area. Yugi delivers again and again, though. OpTic holding the angle, but he's got to walk into Yugi. And nobody wants to do that. The Molotov, he sees the foot as well. And there's OpTic. They both miss the shot, however. But KGB will clean up. There's the bomb dropped. And very quickly indeed, the score is tied.
Indeed. Wow. Okay. I feel like overtimes are just normal. But it's not normal, James.
Wow, that is such a fast frag from Yugi. That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's so good to see. We haven't seen a lot of crazy stuff from Yugi, but we know he's good for it. That's a nice reminder. And indeed, all tied up. First to 22. Both teams with an ability to do so, but they both need 2 rounds in a row, of course. Everyone has all of the toys they would like. At this point, it's very difficult, I think, to feel like you have a consistent approach from the T side, or even the CT side to an extent. Oh, Yugi delivering once again, picks off Angel. Now that is not a good start here for Hellraisers. What is the plan to follow this up on? They have to think hard. You can't give it to OpTic for too long to try to get a pick and return. If OpTic are smart, they're not going to give away anything. They're going to sit on this 5 versus 4, make you sweat. Yugi going closer with the AWP. He wants more. And he might just get it. Issa, will he peek into Yugi's reticle? Yugi looking for the jump. Oh, teased.
The slightest of pixels, but it's a 5 versus 3 now. Running out of personnel are Hellraisers. Yugi missing a lot of shots though. OpTic with 2 very quickly indeed. And there is time on the clock. They're not committed just yet, but the frags keep coming. BonTic with an AK, he's been a problem. KGB moving to the side. Can he play with the time? He looks away for a second, but BonTic won't be able to take him out. OpTic with 2 for 1. Okay then, that's one way to do it. The bomb was so far away, they had big problems. That is so unlucky for OpTic that they both go down at the same time.
OpTic were winning that round for so long. And Yugi had so many opportunities to win it for them at the end.
Oh boy.
My God. Oh, you hate to see it if you're OpTic. That is crushing. They had that round in the bag, but now Hellraisers with a chance to take this map and also make it to the New Legends phase next week. We'll have to see if they can do it. OpTic still have a great full buy. Conflict taking some damage straight away though.
What a turn of events, not like that. Had he seen both and fragged one, the bomb would have probably rotated towards B at that point, so it still would have been hard. But anyway, it's time to focus on the round to come. Cajun B trying to play safer. Oh, if he had peaks like before, may have come out earlier. Gade, is he good for 2? He is. Cajun B's been taken down. Gade knows that one might be behind him, but he's been taken out as well. Are we going to another overtime here? 4 versus 2, bombs on the floor. OpTic Gaming, if they win this round, everything is reset again. Gade, however, has been picked off. Don't count out Hellraisers, especially with OpTic alive. Angel's been doing damage as well. 2-on-2 now, plenty of time, but needs to be collected. We've got a CT creeping around the smoke, but he can't quite finish Angel off. Still alive with 3 HP, still dangerous. And they don't need to try and plant the bomb just yet. They can try to spread out and find a way to get a kill here. But Angel's going back for the bomb. 40 seconds remain. It's so exposed. Surely they have to go for elimination here.
Yeah, and this is what OpTic should have done much earlier, just hold position. Angel walks straight into Snappy's one. OpTic, he needs to go crazy here to make this one work. The flick comes in, it's not going to land as he'd like it to. OpTic down to 3 HP now, surely there's no way. 20 seconds as he pushes forwards, there's nothing else he can possibly do. It's got to be a great shot, but it's nothing. Snappy takes him down, and OpTic tied up. Another overtime comes in. Overtime number 3.
What is going on? This is just this bizarro world.
It's crazy, isn't it? Oh my goodness. And I feel like OpTic nearly threw that one away. They kept pushing and pushing, even though the bomb was down by the ladder and there's nothing that Hellraisers could do. And they gave him a chance. So, well, it's going to be a tough one here for both of these teams. Such an emotional roller coaster. You think that it's going away and then it's just taken from you right at the last moment, and now everything's reset once again. Things just get so weird in overtime. It starts to become a test of, you know, grits and endurance and just like dealing with the pressure, and that could be what defines the difference between these two teams in a situation like this.
Here we go again. Constant adaptation needed. One inspired round could finish everything here. Both these teams fighting tooth and nail to make it to the next stage of the major. OpTic and Issa seem to be lining up some grenades towards the A site. It could be a fast split. Cajun B and Gade in the B site. Going slightly deeper. It's a pre-fire from Config. Will be too early perhaps. Angel taken out by Yugi in the meantime. He was once again boosted on Connector. He's having so much success from that position, and I'm not sure if they've ever known where he was standing. The smoke may be a clue though, but now he's even more elevated, falling off as there is a T around the bomb site. That's BonTic again. He sees the barrel of the gun. The spray is enough. BonTic Crucial frags for him. Snappy on a flank towards the main position. And OpTic lies in wait. And he's actually looking for it, OpTic.
So, chance here. Cajun B creates distraction. Snappy now creeping between the gaps, between the spaces. In the shadows, he'll emerge, and he could find a very favourable situation. Cajun B picks up another one. Snappy spotted now. Now they know exactly what OpTic is up to with the AWP. OpTic has to force the issue, and Snappy very smartly falls into the off angle, and that will be a round for OpTic. Very nicely done, and yes, OpTic will pick up the first round, but it doesn't seem really to be any indicator at all to who's actually going to take this one. It's just become chaos now.
I feel like BoNDic deserved the frag for those kills in this round. See how much information he gets. He's got a lineup above the smoke as well, which helps him have the right angle there. Great frags from him, but none of that. That's got to be frustrating for him. OpTic Gaming with the first round in the third overtime. Crikey. Both teams on the bye once more. OpTic with the AWP. Config back basically on his sofa in the hot dog position. That's a big frag from OpTic. Very big frag indeed. Yugi has been such a problem on the CT side of late, so we'll see what can change. Snappy picking up the AWP, having a look, but OpTic, that's so fast. Oh, he's missed the easy one though.
Such is the way of it. Config, that is a strong follow-up into Angel. Will be traded out though, but he's given his team a chance. A 2v3 retake. Now, if you look at the way these rounds are going now in overtime, it's just madness. Just running out. Frag is king. And, well, speaking of which, Issa will erase Cajun B and perhaps the chances in this round. Gade will have to wait out this smoke, really, if he wants any chance at this one, but I don't think he's on for it. He's going to back away, understands when he's beat. And looks like Hellraisers are going to equalize here with OpTic Gaming.
Crikey. So back and forth.
It's the first to 25.
I said at the beginning, I said at the beginning that I wasn't sure. I really thought this could go either way, but I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah. Yes, it's hard to ever expect this. Honestly, again, the overtime score is so normal right now because of yesterday. We had like 10. But it's not normal. This is not normal.
It's not normal, no.
This is not the usual.
You start to wonder if you will, like, what the most rounds played at a major in general are.
Yeah.
You know, these kind of statistics, because surely something's going to be broken. These frags from these sniper players, they are really putting in work. Both teams will have a goodbye for the last round of the first half of the third overtime of this match alone, which is maybe the 17th overtime of this major so far. Gade will be alone towards the B bomb site. Big investment from OpTic early into A, and as usual, Config is in the pop dog position, but he's been Molotov towards the back. Molotov's more consistent now than they used to be, but there's a fast round from Hellraisers. Deadfox making his way down, won't quite work out, and now Config will be a massive threat. Lots of pre-fire, lots of baiting. He's going nuts. Config in the corner. Meanwhile, Cajun B is cleaning up.
Config can't do much in that position. He's locked out. Snappy. Oh, he's found one and the bomb and a second on the follow-up, but it's BoNDic, and he'll take his head right off. In the meanwhile, Config's doing the big run around, the sprint. And he may come from an unknown position. We'll have to see if he can do this. It's Config after all. Both remaining players here for Hellraisers very low on HP. Oh, that is so incredible. And he spotted the last one as well. Config on for this now as he throws in the incendiary, limiting the positions of this last remaining T. That is fantastic. Config, so decisive with that AK-47. My God.
That was absolutely nasty. Another highlight reel for Config. What a way to win a round. I need to see that again. Absolutely crazy stuff. Such an important frag here from BoNDic. So many key frags from him, but they haven't always given his team a round. Great play from Config. The Molotov on one side to suggest you're coming from the other. Was even read by Hellraisers, but still couldn't win the round.
He was so fast, James. So fast. It's incredible. It's amazing. That is just such an incredible level of focus. Again, you know, you can tell that when a player is able to do stuff like that, they're just purely in the zone. The focus is just 100%. He's like visualizing all these situations and priming himself, so sure of exactly what's going to happen. Config, when he's on point, he is very, very scary, and that is exactly what is needed to bring OpTic the win here. They need to take out every single stop to make this one work.
Well then, the sides change again. Dead Fox and WOXIC with the AWPs. Is it a fast one towards B? Bondic could be in some trouble here. He will hit all the legs, as will Issa, but the flank didn't work out there last time. But no one's even watching the flank for the time being. They're going for a really fast play. Bondic in a Zipex-esque position between the tracks, between the towers. But what else can he do? Just the one frag with the M4. He will miss the AK. 3 on 3. WOXIC going for a wallbang. He sees a foot. That's huge from WOXIC. That's one to do at home. Man advantage for Hellraisers, but can they take the round? Issa is slowly creeping. The guys on the low ground have to run distraction. OpTic don't have the numbers to cover all of these angles.
He's looking at that perfect timing, and he might just find it now. There's too much for Yugi to deal with. WOXIC over the top of the smoke will take him down, and that's the defuse coming in again. 23-23. And once again, we're in the same situation as the previous overtime.
Would you believe it, Dan?
They
have the same score.
These two teams, both in the same position. They both have to get 2 in a row now to win. Otherwise, we go to another overtime. We are on overtime 3 for those of you who are just joining us. And this is not an elimination match, but the winner will proceed to the next stage of the major to play in the following week. The new Legends phase. Now, whew, okay, breather all around, and let the madness commence once again.
It continues. OpTic Gaming with 3 people around the main area, perhaps trying to catch Hellraisers getting into their positions. But here we go, the fast one flashes from the skip, and OpTic charges, trying to use the numbers. They've got the first pick onto Issa, a flying player. Config taking Angel down, but he will get traded. Falling back now into a safer position will be WOXIC. Joined by Dead Fox at the back, both with sniper rifles. And then there's Bondic. What can they do? The wide pick, that's enormous. Bondic is playing out of his mind.
That's so huge, because if Bondic doesn't do anything, the Orbs can't move into position. That actually allows them to maybe win this round. Oh, WOXIC goes forwards. He can't find the player close. That's beautiful from Dead Fox, but now he's alone. 1 versus 1. Orb versus Orb as he goes for the clutch, but the time is against him. That bomb is ticking away quite quickly. He has to go pressure. Is he going to go for the hold? He's actually going for the hold. Oh my god! Dead Fox with genius play, the hold, even looking to get the frag at the end to tie ribbon on it. That is beautiful. My god, pros don't fake.
Apart from when they do. Match point for Hellraisers. Crikey, Bondic is playing unbelievably well. And, I mean, Dead Fox, talk about WOXIC, that was fantastic from Dead Fox. Really great stuff from him. OpTic still have the money to buy, they've got a good buy. The fast plays, it started off well, but it seems almost destiny that they will do this forever, Dan.
It seems like that could be it. They're just in purgatory, replaying the same situation again and again. But Hellraisers have the power to fix it. They've got the power to put an end to this. One more round. Snappy, though, out in the open, looking for the headshots. Won't find any luck just yet.
He's pulling rotation, however, but the bomb seems to be headed that way as well, so I think they're trying to read now OpTic what the CT sync they are up to, because now Angel is going back towards the B bomb site. Gade delivering some grenades from B. WOXIC going back towards the B bomb site. Hellraisers are really confused. They're rotating back and forth. There might be some panic here on the Hellraiser side.
Yeah, this is very daring stuff from OpTic, isn't it? Just really trying to abuse as much as possible the lack of information that Hellraisers have. But Hellraisers now piecing it together. They've got Angel pushing the upper position on B. So OpTic, maybe they've missed their window of time. There's 4 players back in the A bomb site. Hellraisers are ready set up. Oh my god, the timing there from WOXIC. Just They may be shy of that shot. But there goes the peak into 3 players. This is massive from OpTic. We may be going to another overtime at this rate unless Bondic can step up again as he pushes around the corner. There's one, a second one before he stopped. 2 versus 3 now for Hellraisers. Make that a 2v2. The action just won't stop.
Dead Fox creeping from the hell position, getting the flashes in. It gets around the corner before Gabe can find him. And in this time, Angel is moving close to that time. Dead Fox can be the bait. They can waste the time trying to kill Dead Fox. What the hell is that? And now we've got a 2 versus 1. It's 8 seconds to plant the bomb. This could be it. It looks like Hellraisers are going to the next stage of the major. They do it. That's an unbelievable shot from Dead Fox. Not only was he killing time with Angel as a backup, but that was an unbelievable snap. What a play from Hellraisers.
And you can see how much it means to them after such a horribly difficult grind to win in a 3 overtime match. Hellraisers do it and they are ecstatic. I can't wait to hear what they have to say in the post-match interview. They